Okay everyone, welcome back to Dwarf Fortress with Teemo, another one of my tutorials. I don't know if this one is going to stay within 20 minutes. It's going to be on military, and some of this is got a lot of detail with it that I'm going to have to go over. Also, I've messed with my sound settings a little bit. I've got a new headset with a microphone, so let me know in the comments if you think this sounds better, if I still got more work to do on making the sound better for all of you listening. Alright, so getting into military. I dug out a little place for a barracks right here, and a barracks is one of the main things you need to get a military training. So you open up your zones, that's the little green button down here. You do a barracks, and go ahead and put a barracks in here. So now they got a barracks zone, I can assign a squad to it at some point. I haven't built a squad yet, but I got my barracks assigned. Alright, if for the military squads, it's in the far bottom right, this little blue flag here. On the tutorial. Alright, first thing you must appoint a military commander. So I don't have a military commander. Well, how do I do that? Well, military commander is a noble. So military commander right here. So we'll pick my carpenter. Congratulations, you now are my military commander. So now they have a military commander. Now we can build our first squad. And the first squad, I'm going to put, we'll put metal armor for now. I'm going to show you how to do uniforms in a sec. And the first squad that you create is going to have that military commander you selected as the squad leader. If I make a new squad, we'll actually go ahead and do that. And we'll do leather armor for them. That you would need to just assign a leader. So my Mason's going to be the leader of my second squad. So now I have two squad leaders. If I were to come back to the nobles, it used to list these. Yes, so we have our militia commander right there that we built, and then the second squad leader became just a militia captain right here, so you can see that. And you can see the squads that they're leading. So the military commander's got the stockades they're in, and the captain down here is the defendant silvers. Alright, so we got a couple of squads. We're going to put all our dwarves into these two squads. And you can see here that this little yellow words come up that say that they're in another squad. So I'm going to pick, maybe two more. We'll put 4 people into this leader squad. Go back to squads and put our other people in the other ones. So he doesn't have any yellow. He doesn't have any yellow. It also tells you the position. Not that it matters too much. And there we go. So we got our 2 squads. This squad has 3 people in it, and this squad has 4 people in it. The next thing we would want to do is actually have them train. So we got the 2 squads, and I think what I'm going to do is go assign them to the barracks first. So we come to the barracks. This little button here with the plus sign and the blue flag, we're going to assign. And I don't usually build beds anywhere in my barracks. You can do that. It's fine. What you can do as well is, so this is just a square, but you can actually dig out an area over here, put little barrack rooms in them. You could put their own little. You can have a 4 big room with a bed, a stand, a cabinet, an armor rack. So you can have like a little thing for each. You have like 10 of those for your dwarf squad, and you can assign it all to the barracks if you want. So you can make it look pretty neat. I generally don't do the beds. I just let them sleep in whatever beds that they have, and I personally do the training. So you want them both to train here. And then if you decide to put cabinets here for their like clothes that they change out of, you would want this. And if you want to store stuff such as ammunition, you would want some chests. And actually, sorry, the cabinets here for their individual assigned weapons and armor, you're going to need some armor racks and weapon racks for that as well. So I haven't built any of those. I'm not going to worry about building those. It's a pretty simple concept. You just put weapon racks and armor racks in here if you want them to store that, and you put some treasure chests in here if you want them to store something like ammo. So I usually select all 3 of those, and I've got both the squads in here for training. Now, if you put both squads at the same time, that's taking up a lot of space. Plus, it means that they're not going to be doing other work. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come in here, and when you want to give orders to a squad, you have to click the little check marks over here to tell them to do stuff. So if it was something simple like I'm just going to select you and I want you to walk somewhere, so I've selected this squad and I want them to come guard this spot right here. So I'd hit the little green arrow, I say right here, this squad says, okay, we'll do that, boss, and they'll get ready to go. I think they're picking up some armor and stuff, because I did it. So she's showing up with a shield and a helm and an axe, because I gave it a metal armor, and the other guys will do that too, and they'll come join them. I don't know where they all are. I don't know why they're not coming. We can see what's going on with these dwarves too. One of them's sleeping, so when he wakes up, he'll join. But the other guys, my dwarves, they might be digging. I don't know. There's two dwarves. They're being awfully slow coming down here. Usually it's not this slow. I don't know if I got them doing something else. But anyway, so that's the first command, is just station. The next command that I want to show you is a patrol. So with a patrol, there might be some routes. A patrol route, if you already made one, you can just click on the list here. Otherwise, it's just a new route to add points. So I'm going to make a patrol route like this, and it assumes that it's a circle. So it's always going to have the point go back to the start, and they'll just keep making a circle out of it. And I'm going to make this demo 1. Alright, confirm. So now they're on demo 1. Now they'll just run around this, and you see one is obviously faster than the other, so he's either got some initial training with armor, or he's just stronger, or this guy's just lazy. Regardless, one guy's running faster than the other one, but they're still just doing that route. If I cancel that off, if I just come back to this, you see demo 1 already here, or I could create a new route. So if I click a new route, maybe we're gonna come patrol that area, and we're gonna call that demo 2. All right, so now they're on demo 2. Again, if now that we have 2 routes, if I'm going to come here and do it, I would select one of these, and they'll just start it up, or I can make a new one again. So you can have multiple routes. That's kind of how you build it and assign it. Also, if there's enemies coming in, you would hit the little sword button. You want to kill them with the sword. It starts off as just picking one target. So I can, have him come kill this duck right here, I think. No, he doesn't want me to kill that duck. Actually, let me see if there's something around. Others. We got some flying creatures. A sturgeon. That's just a fish. I don't want him to attack a fish. Let's see if these barn owls are near the ground or not. No, they're flying up in the air. I don't want to deal with flying creatures right now. So we're not going to bother showing the attack. Where'd my people go? Yeah, there we are, down in this area. There they are. All right. The other thing besides just a single target is you paint a target, and you go like this. What's nice with the paint target is you can actually say you do have some flyers. I can paint a target here, and they'll select whatever's there, and then I can go up a level, paint a target again, and it'll kind of combine those two together. And then when I get the full selection of people I want to target, I just hit confirm. So also if just like, say a goblin army is attacking, and they got some goblins on this level, and they got some goblins on this level, you can draw a box around the people on this level, go up a level, draw a box around those. You've got a combined set of goblins you want them to attack, and then hit confirm, and they'll go attack those. Also, as you draw the box, you're going to get a list. I don't have a goblin army attacking, or I'd show it. You're going to get a list of the targets right in the middle of your screen. And if there's some people in there that you didn't want to target, say there's also a caravan that was coming, and you drew a list around all of them, but it also had the caravan guards in there. You can uncheck the caravan guards in your selection so that it only picks the goblin targets. Make sure you're doing that if you're drawing your box around a combined of what could be friendlies and enemy troops. So that's how you attack something. And then a burrow defense is if you create like a patrol, you create a route. A burrow is once you've created a burrow with this right here. Don't show that again. We're gonna add a new burrow, and I'm gonna defend, you know, this part right here. This is my defense. I'm gonna defend this area. All right, accept, and we're gonna call that demo 1. All right. So now I've got that burrow that I'm going to defend, and so we're going to take our squad. We're going to defend demo 1 right here. So now instead of patrolling, they're going to go to this this area of the burrow, and they're just going to protect that whole thing. So if you want to protect an area rather than just constantly patrol something, that's how you would do it. I forget to hit confirm. Okay, so now they'll do it. And you can see if you've given them something because of this line. This squad's on defend demo 1. This one's no special orders. So if you've done something and they're not doing it, check to make sure you actually hit confirm, and it'll show up. So that was a good unintentional demo right there. And the last thing is just a training order. So if you want to specifically tell them to train, so right now I haven't done a schedule. So if I want, I could just come down here and just say train. And so now they're going to go to the barracks that they've been assigned and just start training. So those are kind of the issued orders. Now I'm going to go over how to do a schedule. So I'm going to bring actually both of them up. All right, so right now they're just on the off duty. There's 4 things that just start default, and if you want to change which one they're doing, you just click in this box here, and you can put them on different ones. You can decide how you want to do it, and then you can also bring these open and edit it month by month. So you do the view monthly schedule, and this is how you edit it month by month. And for the most part, it's just kind of the 3 things you really care about are the off duty, the train, or the no orders. Now you can, for instance, for the ready, say you have that, I had that burrow there. So I can come to here and give a command. So I'm gonna give for to the whole squad. The whole squad is gonna burrow demo 1, confirm, and this order is gonna be burrow 1. At least 10. That's right. So now instead of no orders, and I can do a copy and paste these down. So rather than when I click on the ready on this squad, instead of just being ready for anything at all, they're now going to defend that burrow. So that's something else you could do. Let's copy paste. When you're coming in here to train, what I recommend is see how this constant training is all the way down, and the staggered training is kind of 3 and 3. I prefer, when I'm doing an actual military, is to do 3 months in a row of training with 1 month off, 3 months in a row of training, 1 month off. For the squads that are full up military all the time, something like this with 3 on 3 off is perfectly fine for just doing like average training for maybe all of your citizens if you want to get them some initial training for a while. And then even those citizens, you might want to go something with like 3 months off and 1 month on or something like that. But I personally prefer doing the 3 months on, 1 month off type of rotation. And this is on the first squad here, so 3 months off. 3 months on, 1 month off. And then for the other guys, view their monthly schedule. So rather than have the same month off, what I like to do is just start to stagger it. So the other people had 3 months in a row and then the month off. So this one will have 2 months, then the month off, and then it goes, and then I'll start that 3 and 1 off, so that the order that they stay is going to be the same. So it'll always be that only one of my 2 squads are going to be off at a time. And this becomes even more important when you have squads of 10 instead of just my first 7 people. And then with both of these, I'm going to select this. Now, with both of these, they're actually on both training, I believe, right now, if I were to take a look. Current month. Yeah, so they're both going to be start training based on the current month, which means all 7 should show up here unless they're sleeping or something like that, which isn't a huge problem because it's only 7. But if you've got just one barracks and say you've got 2 squads that are sharing it and it's not really big enough for 2 squads to share it, what you could do is come into these and just kind of do like a either with the 3 and 3 rotation. What you would do is have whenever one group is off duty, the other one is training, and then vice versa, so that you only have one squad in here at a time. So you could do something like that to make better use of barracks, especially when you're doing. For me personally, when I'm doing my general training of the civilians, I'll put my entire fortress, 100 dwarves, all in the military. But I'll have a kind of a rotation of 3 months off, 1 month on, and I'll stagger it so that 4 different squads, so 40 dwarves, can be using the same barracks because only 1 squad at a time is actually using that barracks. So that becomes pretty useful. Okay, so I showed you how to assign a barracks, showed you how to do all the commands. The last thing I want to show is how we do uniforms. Alright, so we go to the equip. You can see on the equipment screen, a green means that they've been assigned the item and they've actually gone and picked up the item. If they haven't actually picked it up yet, but they know there's an equipment that exists and they're going to go pick it up, it's going to show as yellow. If it shows as red, it means that you actually haven't built one of those yet for them. If you go to assign a uniform, you can actually pick a different one. So I can pick no uniform here. They won't wear anything. I go back to I think they have metal armor. See there's a bunch of yellows there, so they're going to go pick up some stuff now. And you can see it turning green as they go pick it up. The other thing that you want to look at is that a lot of these guys might not be able to wear everything. For instance, if you've got shoes on and you assign them boots to the default uniform settings, they won't actually take off their shoes to put their boots on. So that's the most common one to see. A lot of this other armor can go right over clothing, but boots are incompatible with shoes, and all dwarves show up with shoes. And if you assign them boots, you'll basically see that they picked up all the armor, but my boots are yellow all the way down. So that's a common problem, and what it means is that you haven't done this toggle down here, which is uniform worn over clothing. You got to change that to uniform replaces clothing. And then I can save this as, better metal. Confirm and save the uniform, and then we're going to assign the uniform of the better metal. Now, obviously, I don't have any boots made, so you wouldn't see that right now, but that would have fixed it. If I do add uniform, I can now create one. So what I like to do is create their metal uniform isn't great, because it doesn't have both a breastplate and a mail shirt, I don't think. So I like adding both of that in the chest place. And when I'm starting a new fortress, I always start with just metal breastplate, metal mail shirt. That way, no matter what metal I find, it works for them. But later, once I start producing steel, and I try to produce steel every time, then I'm going to come in here, and rather than do metal breastplate, I'm going to come in here and say steel breastplate. And I'll update to do that. That way they actually go and update all their equipment, and they become stronger dwarves because of it. The metal type is very helpful because higher strength metals will kind of go through lower strength metals. So you want to use and get to the highest strength possible. And then I'm going to put the individual choice weapons. Actually, no. So usually what I'll do, I'll actually show that as well. So let me get rid of this. So what I usually build first is a battle axe squad. So I'll come in here and I'll do, where'd it go? Battle axes. And with this one, it's all metals all the way down, if you see. So you could do any material on this. So that works off the start. And again, I would come in here, and if I get to iron, but I haven't got steel, well, I don't know why I would do that. If I could get to iron, I'm going to get to steel. So when I get to steel, I would just start producing steel. I guess technically, if I don't have any flux on the map, and I have iron, then I might stop at iron for a while, and then I could do iron ones. That way it replaces their copper ones and that kind of stuff. Because again, you want to get the best metal possible. My second squad I usually do is Warhammers. And with Warhammer, the best material for that is going to usually be silver, because you're going to have a lot of silver, because tetrahedrite is pretty common, and it produces both copper and silver. So you're most likely going to have a lot of silver lying around, and silver is very heavy, so it works really well for your Warhammers. But silver is not great for bladed weapons. You don't want to use it for the blades, but it works perfectly fine for Warhammers. You can actually use steel for the Warhammers as well. That's fine. It's about as heavy as silver is. And then the third weapon I like to make is a spear. So the spears, the axes, and the maces are kind of your three types of attacks. You've got kind of like slashing, piercing, and crushing. Swords are another type of slashing. Crossbows are another type of piercing. Maces are another type of crushing. Now they all have some little variances. Like a mace is kind of like a spiked crushing. So I think it does a little bit of piercing, plus it does the crushing. It tends to like mangle bodies up really nastily when you use it. It's actually the best type of weapon for killing undead. So you can kind of go with. I like to go with one weapon per squad like this. That way, when I have an attack coming in, say I have undead coming in, I don't want to go chop up undead with swords and axes. So I'll activate just my Warhammer squad and go after the undead. If I have a large, like say a large Cyclops coming in or something like that, those are best killed by spears. So I can activate my spear group and go attack them. If you just use this individual choice melee, or individual choice melee, and they're picking a wide assortment of stuff. What's nice about those kinds of squads is that you can attack pretty much anything with them, and maybe there'll be some weapons available that can help, and maybe there won't. So it's kind of a little bit random. If you've built a bunch of weapons, you've got the assortment there, but I personally like having the choice of knowing which weapon I'm sending to do the task. Let me pause this so I don't get more migrants. So that's kind of how you use the... Oh, and let me select it. So this... Oh, and it's... didn't do it. Okay. Let me just... I'm not even going to select... Alright, sorry about that, wrong button. I'm going to click here. So I'm going to call this Battle Axe. So depending on what weapon I put in here, I name it based on the weapon. So I'll confirm and save that. And so now if I'm going to assign the uniform, I would assign Battle Axe. It should be roughly the same. Now I didn't pick a material for them, so I don't know if they're going to get confused. Details. I might have to go ahead and do this. That might have been the problem. With the any material, I don't know if it's more confusing for them and it takes longer for them to figure it out. But I'm going to do this. Alright, and then confirm. Oh, I know what I did wrong. I didn't change the name on it. What's also kind of interesting is you can name the exact same thing twice. There's no check for unique name, so I'll actually show that as well. So I can call this Battle Axe again and hit confirm and save. So they're currently got Battle Axe. If we're going to assign the uniform, we got 2 Battle Axes in a row. Now this one doesn't have it selected as metal, so I'm going to delete that and select Battle Axe here. Oh, it's paused. That's why it's not going. That's why it's not picking it up. So now they're going to pick up the same stuff that they had before, but it's now a battle axe squad as opposed to just that metal armor squad. Let's see. I think that's about it to show you. One thing for you to know is that with the Mark's Dwarf squad, there's no way to assign a quiver. If you assign a crossbow, they just automatically know that they need a quiver. So don't worry that a quiver's not there. Some people were having trouble building that squad. I had no issues with it the other day. I just have an issue that I don't like Mark's Dwarfs. But I will do a Mark's Dwarf specific tutorial because getting them to train is a little bit more difficult. Another thing to know is that sparring is the best thing that these dwarves can do. You'll see like there's silver cross swords is a battle, brown cross swords is sparring. And that's the best thing that you could get dwarves to do. And to get them to spar, it seems like you need more than just 2 dwarves. So I'd recommend starting off with a squad of like 4 or 6 or something like that, just to start off. I think that's about it for military. If I missed something, if you got any questions, leave it in the comments. And thanks for watching.